friends, we've just started chapter 7 in our Go Math book, which is on money and time. And today, you're going to turn in your math journal to page 41. So make sure you're on 41 and you have that labeled at the bottom. And just up here at the top, I'm just going to write chapter 7. Let me move that down so you can see it. Chapter 7, and we're talking about money and time. Today we're talking about pennies. Now, penny singular, excuse me, is P-E-N-N-Y. But when we're talking about more than one penny, or 2 pennies, 3 pennies, or more pennies, we change that Y to an I, and we add ES. So, write down pennies. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to get this card out, which is one of your chapter 7 cards. On the back it says penny, and on the front it says a penny has a value of 1 cent. So go ahead, take your card, you're going to glue it in. Remember, no oozing glue. If you're using white glue, you just need like 2 little dots right here and right here. And go ahead and you're going to glue that. You need room to write over here. So you're going to kind of glue that up against this little red line. Okay. The penny has a value of 1 cent. And the way that we write that is we write 1 cent like this. So the cent sign goes after the number, and it is a C with a line through it. That's easy to remember because cent starts with a C. This can also be written another way with a dollar sign, and I'll show you how that is written. So you can write 1 cent this way with a dollar sign. What we're saying is we have $0. Okay, we don't have any dimes, we just have 1 cent. All right. So this is called written as dollars and cents. And make sure you've got your decimal, your dollar sign. The dollar sign goes in front. We're just going to write a few quick facts that are kind of interesting about pennies. So I'm going to put a little, what we call as a bullet, and that means we're just making a list. So pennies are made of copper and zinc. So we're just going to write made of copper and zinc. It's not a complete sentence, so we don't need a period. Okay. Now I'm going to skip a line. And I'm going to do another bullet. We're going to write Abraham Lincoln is on the front. Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to capitalize his name. Is on the front. Now that is a complete sentence, so I am going to put a period at the end. Abraham Lincoln is on the front, and then you can put, he was the 16th president. He was a very famous president. Okay, I'm going to skip another line, and I'm going to write what was on the back. And the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. was on the back of all pennies from 1959 to 2008. Okay, so I'm going to write the Lincoln Memorial was on the back from 1959 until 2008. That is a complete sentence, so we're going to put a period there. All right. Now, what we're going to do when you have that written is you're going to look on page 468 in your math book, and you'll see here we have a great picture of the Lincoln Memorial on the back and President Lincoln on the front. So what you're going to do is you're not going to cut up the whole page, but you're just going to sneak in here, and you're going to cut out these 2 pennies. Okay, again, we're not cutting up the whole page right now. Just sneak in here and neatly cut out those 2 pennies. Right like that. Okay. And try your hardest not to cut any of it off. And we're just going to glue that in right here because we have the Lincoln Memorial and Abraham Lincoln right there. I bet some of you have seen the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. I actually have not, but that is someplace that I would like to go. Okay. So we're going to glue that on right like that. Then we're going to move on. So our next question is, well, if the Lincoln Memorial was on the back until 2008, what happened? Well, in 2010, and I'm not sure what happened in 2009. Maybe they didn't make pennies in 2009. But pennies made starting in 2010 have the shield on the back. Okay. So I'm going to skip a line here and put a bullet. I'm just going to write pennies. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip so I don't run into my pennies here. I'm going to skip another line. And I'm going to put pennies made from 2010 until now have a shield on the back. We're just going to put, and that is a complete sentence. So pennies made from 2010 until now have a shield on the back. And then you look again on 468. We've got a penny right here with a shield on the back. You can just sneak in and do a rough cut and cut that out. If you don't know what a rough cut is, it means it's not like an exact on the penny, but it's close, so you don't accidentally cut off some of the penny. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then you are just going to take that. There's your shield on the back, so put a little bit of glue on there. And glue that right in. So we have a couple of questions we can research more. And I put some links in Google Classroom that you can learn more about the shield penny and more about pennies in general, what pennies looked like in 1959. But another thing we can figure out is what happened during 2009. Were there any pennies made in 2009 at all, or did they not make pennies that year? So that's something more that we can research and learn more about. Okay. Now the last thing that we want to do, all right, before we are done with this page, is we have this sign that says the cent sign. And since we don't really have room for it here, unless you really wanted to trim it up and glue it down here, we could do that. So you can either trim it up and glue it down here if you have room, or you can just glue the whole card on this side, just so that you have a quick reminder of what the cent sign looks like. So that's totally up to you. I think I'll just glue it on the side. Time for a new glue stick. My glue stick is pretty well done. I'm just going to glue that right on there. Okay. All right. And that is all for page 41. I hope that you learned some new things about the penny, and you have lots of things you can still learn about the penny. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.